Hi everyone, Dennis Foley from Acoustic Fields. Take a look at this graphic. I'll spend a few minutes looking through it, especially the bottom part. I think there's a lot of truth to this. I saw this in a shop the other day, so I wanted to share it with you. But, you know, I get time to time, I get to go on the internet and look and see what's going on in these forums and stuff. And it's just the same stuff over and over and over again. It's rehashed. It's like politics. You know, they try to come up with new messages about the same old problems. They frame it differently. They color it differently. But it's the same old stuff. It's a regurgitation of stuff that's been going on for 50 years. It's like, are there any advances in technology in this area? Are we still using drywall? Are we still using all this building insulation nonsense? So I started to look at some of these people that are telling you how to build rooms. And I looked at 10, and 9 of them that hadn't the slightest clue what they were doing. So I think most of these people have never built a room in their life. Here's an example. I saw a video of a guy who's a concrete wall, brick, and he's putting a half-inch piece of drywall across the face of it. And he's telling you how this is going to increase the low-frequency absorption of the wall. It's nonsense. You can't add a 3.3 pound per square foot density treatment to a concrete wall that's 10 pounds per square feet already and have an impact, especially when you don't know the frequency and the amplitude of the noise, because the barrier is dependent on the noise. It's like these people don't understand anything about noise. They don't understand noise transmission is really vibrational acoustics. Most of them think it's airborne energy. Well, it is to a point, but then when it strikes the surface, it becomes vibrational. So they don't understand that drywall has a negative impact on frequencies, 800 to 2000. They don't understand the difference between a barrier design for noise that's below 125 and noise that's above 125. Dramatically different. That's why all noise has to be measured. Materials construction methodologies are different for everything. There's no one size fits all. And that's what they're telling you. You know, the classic double wall glue thing, it's 9 inches. To stop frequencies above 125, I can do it in 4. So it's a little bit crazy. You know, nobody has any new ideas because they don't do the research. They don't build, and they don't test. They're armchair quarterbacks. That's what they are. Get out there and build a room, measure it, and then build it again. Tear it down and build it again when it's not right. That's how you get it. Any bass trap that you can pick up and carry on the treatment side, it's worthless. It may go low enough. I always tell people my sister could design a box that goes down to 40 hertz, but can you get a lot per square foot at 40 hertz? That's the key. We get 63%. Nobody comes close to that. That's the key to low frequency management. And you can't do that with a product that you put over your shoulder and carry. Our products weigh 230 pounds apiece, attenuate 1.5 dB per 12 square feet. You can't carry 230 pounds, and you can't mount it on the walls. Leave it on the floor. That's why it's on wheels. Okay? Middle and high frequency absorption. You can't beat our foam technology. It took me 8 years, $2 million to create it. Look at that curve. You won't find a smoother curve, and that's what voice and music demands. Linearity. No spatial irregularities. Why would you treat a problem with Auralex and Sonex when you look at those curves? Look at the dips. How are you going to fix the dips? So anyway, 35 years of working with quadratic diffusion. We understand it inside out. Most people do not. We can help you figure it out. There's a lot of variables that you have to consider. You have to have 5 very rigid criteria satisfied in your room. One of them is equal reverb times. One of them is decay rates. There's 3 others. But you got to get those right, because diffusers act as a magnifying glass. They'll highlight the problems that you didn't treat correctly and fix. So you got to get all those issues fixed first, then you bring in diffusion. And diffusion make your room sound twice as large if you do it right. We can help you figure that out. Great technology when applied correctly. We can fix your existing room with freestanding units and wall-hanging units, or we can help you with a new build with our CAW process. That's where we build the low-frequency management into the walls. You got to manage lows, you got to manage mids, and you got to manage highs. Mids and highs are foam and diffusion. Lows are carbon technology. So we have two technologies for the three different frequencies of issues. There's not a lot of good knowledge out there. And don't fall into the trap of using that double wall construction for your theaters, because the bass will laugh right as it walks right through the walls. I get constant calls about that. So I know it to be true, and we've tested it ourselves. So the mechanic, kind of funny, but applicable at the same time. Hope this helps. Thank you. Thank you for watching this video, and if you liked it, please give us a thumbs up. We also have a newsletter that you can subscribe to, so please do that because we offer special price discounts to only those on our newsletter. And then don't forget about our forum. We have started a forum on our own website where people ask questions, and I usually get a chance every couple of days to look at it. There's an interchange between people on the forum, and we'll give you real answers on a regular basis, so that'll help you. Thank you.